The other one.
Oh, okay. I think he's a manager.
I think we need to request like a copy of the bill to verify that that's what he's actually charging, cause he's lower on his fees. But not from what we're hearing people are doing. I don't think what he's charging.
For that error,
Pumps, okay.
because it's good for the term of the forever.
But I don't think, I mean, how do you charge $2,400? And, Marlene Steinbeck just had to have him come do some electrical thing on that mobile home that she put in, and how much was it? 500 and something?
Yeah, I think it's 500.
The way I figured it up at 3 cents a square foot, even with the minimum of $30 and a $40, you're not looking over $200 for that. So I don't know what he's charging, but I don't think those fees that he's got in our contract are accurate.
Is that for the bill to the inspector? It was $725. Is what I thought is what he charged Marlene.
Is that right?
I talked to Nicole today, I thought it was $725 is what he charged Marlene for that to come and inspect that trailer.
Well, that was for plumbing and electrical probably, right? Or,
No, that was just the inspector, that was not plumbing and electrical
because
included.
he was called back to do the electrical and he charged her another $500.
This is the one from.
And who's this? Our inspector?
Yep, that's what they have. Yep, that's what they have. You could compare it with them, but looking at the 3 cents and $30, that's what they have. I didn't fix my makeup or anything, so I don't want as many lights.
And what's his name?
No, Randall had. Yeah. The one that we have now, that's who he had. He recommended the Josh Bowles. Yeah, it makes it easier for me to make sure I show you records.
Just put 3 copies.
We're getting a little worried.
Then I thought, maybe it's just the.
Last year, the 3rd quarter.
He probably wouldn't mind that.
That is.
And then I have to work from 2 to 5 in Rapid.
Wow, that's what it's choosing. It's all one day.
This goes with this, no, this goes with this. That's for quarter 4, 2024. I mean,
Just mileage, or tons, mileage.
do you need this thing or can I put it in my here? And then, this is that, I didn't know if you need these, so I can.
And your.
But, okay, so do you need to mail that then, or?
I can go and walk.
Okay, so you have that, you're good with that. Okay. And then there's this one. 500 is what I have, 82, which is a refund.
Here.
Jeff?
Here.
I'm here. Reports LD. We'll go with you first, Amanda.
Should we read the,
Got any meeting minutes thing?
she's gotta read the minutes of the last meeting first.
No?
Go on,
No?
go ahead.
You want me to read the meeting minutes? Okay,
Yeah, that'll be the last time, I think, don't you?
it's up to you guys.
It's time consuming and stuff, and you get them, copy of them in the mail and on the web.
Is something we have to do or no?
Somebody can make a motion to forego reading the minutes.
And that's okay to do?
Or if there's corrections in there that need to be made.
I make a motion we forego reading the minutes.
I'll second.
So Maker,
Do you have a second?
Yeah, Carrie did.
Carrie did.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
So Maker, okay. So we had a previous balance of $155,613.21. We received $14,353.13. We paid out $37,642.59, which gives us a balance of $132,323.75. So you'll see there's another, the bank balance, that's just because we have one outstanding check for $265.51.
I approve.
I'm sorry.
We received our 2026 estimate calculation for the GTA general transportation aids for next year. It's $60,885.40 in case you guys wanna see that. And then I have heard through the grapevine that there has been some discussion about a deputy clerk. Because I mentioned that, I don't know, 1 or 2 meetings ago. I did call Trent Minor to get verification on deputy clerk hirings and what that looks like. And I spoke with him on the phone this morning, and he sent me an email on what I wanna read to the group tonight. Diana, I just wanted to memorialize in writing what we discussed on the phone this morning. There was a statement attributed to me that stated that a town clerk can appoint a deputy town clerk and pay for them out of their own pocket. Is it true that a town clerk can appoint their own deputy? However, the compensation of the deputy is up to the town board. Should the clerk compensate their deputy out of their own pocket? It can be done that way, but personally, no, I do not think that is appropriate in my opinion. The deputy clerk can be extremely valuable when it comes to succession planning for a town. More than likely, a deputy can move into the clerk's position pretty seamlessly. I look at your neighbor to the north, the town of Wood, for a perfect example of that, even though they have an elected clerk. The transition between Pat Krieger and Kathy Tritz is really a gold standard on how it can be done. You mentioned that you brought this subject up to the town board for discussion. That is not only appropriate, but commendable. The board has the responsibility to decide whether or not they should compensate the deputy, but by you bringing this to them, you can both work together on deciding who might be the best fit for that position going forward, and what sort of compensation the board is willing to accept, especially if using that as a succession planning tool in the event you should cease to be the clerk. Ultimately, it would be you making that appointment, but having that conversation with the town board is smart and proactive. The last thing the town of Dexter needs is a revolving door of clerks that have no experience coming in, and once finding out what the job entails, jumping ship again. There is a cost to the lack of foresight and cannot be ignored. So I just wanted to share that with the group. And that's all I have.
Trent related to me, he said like, when there's elections, he said it gets horrendous now. He said because the government wants so many reports and everything on everything, and he said it's just a terrible work to go to just the election. So,
I don't agree with paying another clerk. I don't. Just because we're a small town, trying to save money, just the rates of the fire department went up and everything. It's like, you know, we gotta draw a line somewhere, we're only 23 miles below.
That's
22
fine.
miles.
I'm letting
That's
you
my
know,
feeling
April of
on it.
2027, I'm done. I am not doing this job any longer than April of 2027. So you guys will be trying to find a new clerk who is not trained and doesn't know what they're doing then, on that day, and that's fine with me. I'm just letting you know. There is
You're done in
one
You're
township,
saying you're done in April?
April of
regardless?
2027, regardless, I am done. Because I am not taking any more abuse from one person in this room. I'm not gonna do it. So, I am done in April of 2027. Until the next election comes around and whoever gets.
Because you get another clerk, and next thing you know, they're turning in a bill for paperwork, stuff, printing, ad, or whatever. So, I mean, just for our taxes on the schools, I just don't think we need one at this point.
And that's fine, I'm
That's
just letting
my
you,
opinion.
and that's fine, I'm letting you know my opinion of where you're gonna be in April of 2027.
Well, I've seen around the country that it's shorter to get a new clerk.
Yeah.
They have somebody trained and stuff, you know,
Yeah,
but even if she gets sick and misses the meeting and stuff, it would be nice to have a clerk that could take over.
There's one township where the clerk, there's one township in Wood County, according to Trent, where the clerk pays the deputy clerk's salary, and that is the town of Richfield. And their salary is, $18,000 a year. The clerk's salary is $18,000 a year.
But, okay, can I speak? When we raised the rate, I was one of those people that voted for it to be $10,000 when you were on board previously. And then you got rid of the deputy clerk position, so that was saving the town $3,500 at that time.
We've never had a deputy clerk.
She became the clerk, which eliminated the deputy, because she was the deputy
To
clerk.
take
under
over for
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
Because there was so much to learn, that's why you became the deputy clerk, to learn it.
I mean, I'd be for, if we wanted to hire a deputy clerk,
What about hourly?
you know,
I don't want to do it.
next year, if she's leaving in 2027, give us a year.
And that's fine, I'm just reading what Trent said, what the
Yeah.
county's recommending, and I'm letting you know that I am done.
Oh, I know there,
in
That's
April of
best case
2027.
scenario is 2027, right?
What? Best case
Best
scenario.
case scenario, so
Best
this would
case
be
scenario,
2 weeks from now.
correct.
I lean towards that.
And that's it, I'm done with my report.
Well, we'll take it into consideration down the road here and see if there's anybody that is capable in the township to do that.
That's the thing, we have to find somebody who wants the job.
Willing is far more than capable.
And having the time to do it, it's a lot of time. Time consuming.
well, gives us some time to ponder on it for a bit, in the next couple of days. Cause it does, then it'll take a long time to find. And do you have anybody in recommendation or anything yet?
So Diana, prior to you going from deputy clerk to clerk, we had a deputy clerk and a clerk,
It was very short-lived.
but we did have one, but we did have both positions.
Carrie was the clerk, and then you were the deputy clerk, cause that was right when I was.
And the reason for that is, I think there were maybe 2 meetings where Carrie and I were both here together, cause Carrie got ill. And then she was pretty much done, and I just had to take over, is how it kind of happened.
I'm just
Yeah,
knowing
you
that
got
we
dumped
had
on
that position, we had both of them for at one point.
Yes.
Okay, so
Short-lived,
this, so
yes,
it's not
yes.
anything new.
No.
Okay.
we wanna start the process of looking for
I mean,
one?
feel free to start asking around if you think you can find somebody. Somebody that might be interested, they don't have to be from the town, so
Mhm.
obviously it's nice if you can get someone from the town, but. I'm not saying I want it done at this very moment tonight, I'm just letting you know that I heard there were some grumblings after the fact, and I'm letting you know out there that I'm not gonna be here forever, this is not a long-term thing for me, and you might wanna have a succession plan in place.
Okay, moving on. Ratification of the planning and zoning committee members.
Wait, one more thing, permits and licenses, Marlene Steinbeck had a survey done, and the map was sent to us from
Oh, yeah.
Jason Druenberg at Wood County Planning and Zoning. That's the only permit license thing and it's not even a permit or a license, it's just, she had a CSM done, and they mailed us a copy.
She didn't get a building permit for that new structure she's got?
What?
She didn't get a building permit for that new structure she's got?
No,
Why not?
well, she got electrical and sewer, the town or zoning thing that said that. First of all, they said, I called them up, they said, all she needs is one for the sewer.
Yeah, but
On
our
what the
town
sewer-
requires one for us too.
No,
Yes, 1 and 2 family dwellings is $400.
where do you see that in there?
In your paperwork.
No.
Yeah, it's on the schedule.
The building permit is for the guy that's gonna build the house and he's gotta get the thing. A trailer house comes all inspected, you know? And down there, they said that the trailer house said that, or dealer said that all you had to do was get
So like
one for the thing. So then I called the, county and they said the same thing, you know, just for the sewer, you have to get a $250 permit to the county, and then he would charge us for his labor for hooking and unhooking.
That's on the county part.
That was on the county
That
part.
has nothing to do with the town.
Why is she talking right now?
Pardon?
Why
The
is she
building
talking right
permit,
Anyway, let's go on to the ratification of the planning and zoning committee members.
There, you wanna read that, or? You want me to? Okay. A new commission has been suggested to include Stephen Kelly Montague, Nicole Fox, Craig DeCleve, and Pamela DeBoer. Alternate would be Heather Usrick.
I make a motion, we appoint them.
How's that gonna work with, your daughter? That doesn't have,
Why would it be a conflict? No.
I would think it would be, business, to have business on it. then some people had trouble with, they said they had trouble with the phone.
Who were the 5 people that were not, that you appointed?
They said take the water on, they said take the wall.
Kelly and Steve.
Hmm.
And Nick. And
And then Heather used to write this down. So perhaps if there were something that would be effective or would have anything to do with Dennis or his family, then maybe Heather would be the alternate in that case instead of Anthony on the zoning commission or something like that. I don't know, I'm just.
What's that? Yeah.
did you get the handbook for the planning commission? Yes. Did you look at the qualifications and put it in line?
There is.
I think when it comes to the commission, you need to look at if they're willing to, go to some classes, because there are certain things you should know about variances and Oregon from conditional uses. There's certain criteria that you have to follow before you can allow any of those in your town. You have to have people that actually want to do the job, and have the time to do it.
Are you insinuating that none of us want to do it?
No,
One more
I'm just
at a
saying
time?
that that's part of the qualifications. I understand you wouldn't volunteer if you didn't have the time or want to do it.
Well, they wanted to do it, they all applied, you wanna meet this period.
So who are the past committee people?
Or the what,
I was just wondering who we are replacing.
who we had before,
Yeah.
Bob and Bowden and his wife, Mike Merritt and Earl Kennedy.
Joan Stotts and Alicia.
Alicia.
No, are these the people that you went to the gas station and recruited? So at least the people that are volunteering now are ones that are coming to me.
But you really don't need them to be involved with the town, you know what I'm saying?
But what
That's
I'm
one of the
saying is,
qualifications you pointed out.
That gives them skin in the game, that's a big thing around here,
Well,
fucking
yeah,
skin in the
but you
game.
don't want them in there so much that you're all thinking the same way. You
well, the
need
ones that are having
diversity.
people coming to the meetings and going to a gas
You
station and asking
need,
for people.
you need diversity.
Which DEI is going to Dexter?
You get a motion to accept it, second.
As long as there's nothing legal, it says his daughter being on that, and him being the chairman. I mean,
I
do
say,
you have somebody else to recommend?
I say we put the stipulation in there that if anything that would affect Benny or Pam's business, that Heather is the alternate on that case.
Well, it's gonna be in the minutes.
Well,
Is that?
like this, even if somebody, okay, I just see this being a problem down the road, this was brought up before. Somebody, is it that, okay, like, say the guy just over here finds it from the big bullshit, alright? Now, what if, like, 3 years down the road, people that sell the house, somebody else buys the place, start their business out there. Starts running, heavy trucks, heavy stuff to do it. What's up with it? How do you,
But that's zone residential, they can't do business there.
somebody starts small business,
If it's zoned though, they can't.
Right. That's what our zoning ordinance would tell. They would have to get a conditional use, so that's where the planning commission would come.
So in other words, anybody wanted to permit to start a business, and building and stuff, they got to be on about that. That's correct.
And actually, ain't that just to keep up with our townships around, when we went through the communities, a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Yeah, in 2023, they were great.
Yeah, we just did it to keep up with the other.
Well, the question is, the other ones that we were keeping up with, how did they do it? Because like Tony Sawyer told us, all your permits and everything are included with your building.
What is that commercial, what you're talking about?
Anything.
You're talking, are you talking residential?
So any of the permits,
That's
like
different.
those on a new home, $400, all the township is doing is taking your $400. And that house is gonna be on the assessment roll forever. When you collect the taxes on it and stuff.
That's
But
what
have
I'm
somebody
saying.
come and build a new house and not charge you $400 right out of the gate just to come to the town of Dexter.
I'm saying, my inspection fees,
Huh?
my inspector fees were $1,500.
Yeah, but you have to pay them plus.
That's what I'm saying, that's just for the inspector.
Right.
It's $1,500. Plus permits. Where does this money go?
To the township.
Where does it get used for?
Well, it gets used for a lot of things,
General fund.
signs, bridges, stuff. Goes towards culverts, whatever you need, people that go out and look and inspect the culvert. Find out the trees. Just don't see a point in taking money away.
Well, it's used for the tax and taxpayers.
Yeah, I mean, what do we want to do? Do we want, what are the?
$50, the appraisers would like the record of it. So if you write them out a building permit, $50, the appraisers either tax it up, the rest
Just
is
try
right
it.
anyway.
I got Saratoga's here. What they charge. I don't have a problem with all of them. I don't even.
If we had our own inspector and stuff, and
Yeah.
the inspector fees and stuff is in there, I could see that, because all inspectors, are anywhere from $12 to $2,000 they get, But this is Dexter. The next one is like the fire building number, $80, well, by the time the county and everything gets done with you got $160 on it. So that one ain't outrageous, but
So you wanna bring the $400 one for,
Down to $50 just to have the thing to get them to come and build a new home in town of Dexter. Then they gotta pay all their, probably in the end, they got another $2,000 worth of building permits and fees when it's all said and done.
you're building a new house, I would say if we brought it down even 200 would be fair. Cause you got township stuff going out there, chucking. Cut it in half. I would agree, yeah.
Is that gonna be a lump sum then, so that's gonna include your septic, is that gonna include all of yours, or are you gonna do everything individual, so you're still?
So that's
The
just.
town has
Yeah,
nothing,
this just goes to the
the
town,
town has nothing to do with septic.
$200 to the town.
Okay, because I'm saying that's, so if I was coming in and building a new house, I get one permit for $200, and that's everything from the town.
No.
And you still get stock.
That's what I'm trying to get at, so are we gonna do a flat fee, or are we still gonna nickel and dime everybody?
Well, then
I don't know why you
inspectors
can't do it.
control all the costs.
No, I'm saying the township fees,
The town, the permits to
the
the
permit
town.
fees, that they come to you for. Are we gonna, so if they get a $200 building permit to build a new home, is that the driveway, is that, or are you still gonna put all those on top of it?
Yeah. Part of building a new house.
Well, that's fine for the guy that has the endless amount of cash, but every
Exactly.
time I wanna do something to my house, I don't feel I should have to pay another fee. I mean, why can't we just have it be a set number? For all, that includes all of it, you have to get a
I
permit.
thought this, yeah, but this is for a new house, building permit. $200. I think it's,
Right, but she was asking about other things that are gonna be, if you wanna do this, if you wanna add a, you know what I mean?
oh, windows, doors or something like that, or?
No, she's saying everything on here as one lump sum, right?
It says a driveway, $50, it's a gravel, sand, concrete, blacktop. What is it? I don't know, why should you have to pay for a driveway at all?
I don't see why we gotta have all the fee, I totally understand why the permit's there. Permit's there so they can get appraised after the project's completed. And their taxes are gonna go on that.
Well, if you look at Saratoga, it's the
They got
driveway
$50 driveway permit.
They have $50, and that's for the address tile is required for all new driveways.
Look at their tax basically.
Town of Highlands doesn't have any.
Well, Tom Highland, 9 times.
They got a
That's a
big
problem.
fat checkbook and no complaints. They got no roads posted. No permits, no nothing, they got a big fat checkbook. So they can't be too far down the line. Like you
I don't know,
said,
I'd like to keep the permit, if we wanna lower the one for the house, you know, new home, from 400 to 200, I'd be fine with that. But the other ones, $50 for the driveway stuff, I think we should keep that, you know, those permits in line, that's keeping up with the other townships. You know,
But yeah, what does
Saratoga,
the $50
and everyone
for the
there.
driveway cost? If you just put a driveway in your house, it's gonna cost you $50, or a concrete one, or blacktop one, or dirt one, or what?
The thing with the driveway one is somebody has to go and check it out before you can give them the permit for the driveway one. If you look at our zoning ordinance, it has to be a certain width and everything. The culvert has to be put in a certain way, it has to be sloped a certain way. There's
Yeah,
things that
time
the
run, all that
supervisors
stuff.
have to go and do.
The culvert has to be inspected before you give them the permit.
Right, and there's, the zoning ordinance tells you how to put all that stuff in.
But not $300 worth.
That's up to you guys, you know, this-
I agree on the $300 part, worth, but, you know, you gotta, you know.
You got a what?
You
Well,
can give it,
300,
give it back to them like the county does.
They're buying the culvert, they're paying for all the work being done and everything, and the town is giving them a piece of paper for $300. Here, you can put a culvert in.
Sometimes you charge a fee just to make sure that what they're getting a permit for gets done. So the assessor isn't running around like a chicken with his head cut off. You gotta
We could do that too, is give them, keep it where it's at and just, put in, where we give them back such amount of money. Whatever inspections are done,
Here's what comes.
That I would agree with, but, I mean, I could see the town making some money on it, but I don't,
yeah.
I just don't know why you should have to, if I'm gonna live here for the rest of my life and pay taxes, I don't know why I should have to pay a permit to do every single thing.
I agree on that.
I can see having, like I said, having to have the permit for the appraiser,
Mhm.
but I think it's
These
something.
prices here are for
What do
Wood
you
County.
want, see $50
Yeah.
across the
Yeah,
board
I
and
printed
everything?
that off of their website.
I'd like to either see a flat fee that you pay once and you're done, or these lowered significantly. I mean, the commercial one, I don't care on that. If you're gonna do a business, it should be. But anything residential, I don't feel that's fair. What do you wanna do?
So, one new house, family dwelling, you wanna move that one down to 50? You know, a new home one?
Yep.
Alright, let's just go.
Fire number we said was 5.
Yeah. And the additional fees, the structure's $15.
Right.
The $15 is $50. So, in other words, what they're saying is you're gonna add a bedroom or something on your house, that should, $50 is fair. You know, if somebody's gonna change the structure of their homes, 'cause
Well, if you lump all of those ones in there.
unless you, I mean, I don't know, it's, if you're gonna change the, what do you wanna have on it, like, if they build a deck or something, off the back of their house, is that a structure change, or?
But it's not,
Huh?
15, it wouldn't be 15.
Yeah, it wouldn't be $15, it'd be like if you had to put 4 walls and everything in, I think you'd wanna leave that one there, $50.
I'm fine with that.
Hmm?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. All building structures, non-required, required building number. That means we got nothing for that anyway, so, okay, that's 0. With a value of $1,000 or more, then with the top one there, so. That'd be $50. You wanna lower that one? Or get rid of it completely? If somebody wants to put up, because what you're gonna say then, if somebody wants to put up an outbuilding, I don't know.
Most people don't have a problem with that,
No,
the $50 one,
alright, then we'll,
on that,
then we
on
can,
an outbuilding, and then they gotta pay the $50.
alright, leave that there then?
Yep,
Okay. Patio decks and slabs, 835, you wanna get rid of that?
patio decks and slabs should be included if they're gonna build a new house, and,
Well, this is saying afterwards.
oh, this is afterwards,
I don't-
okay.
I think you should have to have a permit, but I don't think it should cost you anything.
Huh?
I think you should have to have a permit again, but I don't think it should cost you. If I wanna put a deck on, why should I have to pay a permit to do it?
Yeah.
I don't either, because it's gonna get assessed
So,
forever.
should minus that one, you want, or what? $35.
I feel. I mean. I'm staying out of.
Culvert, new one. Let's do something different there. Let's-
$40.
Let's be able to get some of that money back or something. Let's do a $50 culvert. You know, or something where.
Well, $50 culvert, but it wouldn't be, cause.
We charge 300, but then, you know,
You gotta see what the flow is coming from above through it to determine the
Yeah.
size of the culvert, so. One of the supervisors, the chairman,
But
has
if-
to go out and inspect.
yeah. So you wanna leave a culvert fee, maybe, we'll charge them 300. If everything, after all inspections are done, we can refund 200 of it, or 250 of it, and then it comes down to $50. What do you guys think?
You gotta get something, like you said, you guys gotta get something out of it.
Yeah. County gets some of the money back, the way it sounds like here. I'd be fine with, you know, after inspections, you know, figure two inspections, drive out, if you gotta do 3 or 4, if the guy gets it in wrong or whatever, or doesn't use the right size, and you know, we'll leave it at 300, but we'll get 200 back if once it passes inspection. If it's, you know, more than 2 trips, it'll cost, it'll be less. What do you think of that?
$250 for a new culvert,
Okay.
and has to meet inspections, it could get knocked all the way down to. What, nothing?
So you got time still driving out there. And
Yeah.
okay, so you can't go nothing, you're gonna have to at least charge with today's prices,
250 and give them 200 back.
right, leave it at that, and I'll go with that. You gotta get something.
How much?
He said, bring it down to 250, and then
Well, I've done.
if it passes all the inspection, then give him $200 back.
That would be fair.
Okay. What's the signs?
I'm not sure.
Signs, I don't know, that's whatever it is.
Somebody puts like a business
What's a
sign.
billboard sign or something?
I think when I read it, it was for billboard signs and just regular signs like,
The one that's on front of Dexter.
no, we get ours free because we're government. But I think it was just little smaller signs, like they used to have one up here for some business down the road, but I think if they're on the state highways, the state makes them take those down.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to have them there unless
Do
it's-
anything on the state highway, I tried.
Yeah.
I wanted to put one up.
I mean, it's really, the amount was really small for that.
Leave that,
It is.
wireless communication, that's fair. $2,500. They're already gone tomorrow. Now, is the driveway included in the, what did you settle for the new house permit? 200?
Yeah. No,
No, we went down to
at 50, we're at 50.
Yeah, 50. That's why I leave the driveway stuff at $50 now.
Can you just look, so I have this right when I'm correcting it, it's 1,000, 50, 80, 50, 50, nothing, but a permit still required for the patio, slab or deck, and then ponds 50. Is that still correct on the upper then?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
And the culvert's 250,
Back
200 back.
yep, I got that.
Signs
Signs are staying the
Signs
same,
are-
wireless is staying the same, and now we're up to driveway, okay. So if somebody puts a patio or a slab or a deck on and they don't get a permit, is there a fine?
It has to be. If they're caught, yeah, how you gonna go around and check people, but
Right, I'm just asking, cause otherwise why would you
Well,
pull
no,
out a permit if it's a zero?
You got patio slabs and decks, it's 0, they're selling for $35, so,
they still gotta have a permit.
yeah.
You gotta have a permit, just.
You have to have a permit for any of them.
Right, but if they don't, I mean,
That's the problem with not charging for the permit, you're gonna give the permit that they didn't pay for to the assessor so he can go and assess. And this guy decides, oh, the permit didn't cost me nothing, I'm not doing anything, the assessor gets there and expecting to assess something and it's not there, he's not gonna be a happy camper.
or they just don't get a
They leave a
permit,
note on their door.
Well, yeah, he said there was a lot of that going on too when he came
Because
around.
they did it twice,
But
called him twice.
it's a horse apiece.
I'll get you next time.
okay, it's fine. So we're up to driveway then?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at driveway. I don't know. You almost gotta leave it on there, if you're coming out to a road, you're gonna have to look at something sooner or later. I'll leave the driveway on there.
I would say if it's dirt or sand or something like that, and they're gonna concrete or blacktop it, then they're gonna get assessed on it. But I mean, you can't, you gotta get their building permit or their building stuff in there and everything into, somehow into their $1 million home so we can assess it.
Well, I don't know how that work, I mean, we'll say a farmer puts in a new driveway into a field,
Yeah,
puts a new culvert in. You know, that's do you cover it underneath the culvert permit, or what?
Well, I mean, what do you put a culvert in for?
To get to the field.
Right,
yeah.
so you're putting a driveway in,
Yeah,
so why should you have to do both?
so what, yeah, what do you wanna do?
You know what I mean? The only reason you put a culvert in is,
Yeah. Do you even care then if the driveway? So you wanna get rid of it or completely or?
I mean, you have to have a culvert for a driveway, right?
Yeah.
I'd say get rid of the driveway.
Hmm?
I'd say get rid of the driveway, charge them on the culvert.
In the other towns, I don't see anything. Driveway permit. So if you get an address, you know, why they have that on there, so. If somebody has to go out and take a look. Some places might not need a culvert. I would leave it on there, and if say they didn't need to, if it's a place where it doesn't need a culvert, you know, you should really get a driveway permit, get a permit for your driveway, you know. We can always say, oh, you don't need it if you got the culvert permit, right? So leave it on there, right?
Well, like Federowitz out there, he didn't need no culvert.
Yeah.
And right at the point of the hill, the water went both ways from where he put the culvert in.
So for
Should we
driveway,
just have it in there that,
Huh?
I would say leave it in.
so are you wanting me to put driveway $50 if no culvert permit, or if no culvert needed? Cause then they're not paying anything for the culvert, correct? So $50 if no
Yeah.
culvert needed?
Yep.
Okay,
You still gotta, somebody got one. Something.
Right.
Okay.
Might as well leave it. What's highway?
I was wondering the same thing.
Highway access, I think it was. If somebody buys some property and there's no driveway, then they need highway access.
Then they gotta go through Wood County though, right?
If it's on a county
State
road,
road, county.
and if it's on the state road, you go through the
Yeah.
state, but if it's a town road,
Yeah,
you
so
go
why would
through
we
the
do
town.
anything
Anything
out
to
of
say
that?
about it?
Pardon me?
We don't have anything to say about state or county roads.
No, just on
If
our
we could
town
get rid of
roads.
that one.
But the thing with the highway, well, the driveway actually, what did you decide on the driveway?
$50 if no culverts needed. Otherwise, basically the driveway permit's included in the culvert permit, because
Oh,
we're already
okay.
doing the inspection of the culvert.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be simpler just to combine those two into one? Being culvert slash driveway, if there's no culvert, it's still costing them $50. And if, for simplicity's sake, I don't know.
So
Yeah,
you want,
good
you
point.
think it should say culvert slash driveway, $250,
I think it-
$200 back after inspection completed?
I think it'll get confusing, just. They need a driveway permit, they will, you know, Dennis will know the difference between the culvert and the driveway.
Okay.
The person, you know, he's gonna know the difference anyway. The guy's, cause he's gotta go out, somebody's gotta go look, anyway, maybe you don't, maybe they do need a culvert, maybe they don't. You're gonna have to, you know, at least our $50 covers trip out there. Gas.
So that's gotta be, the only thing that's really inspected is the culvert, because it's the size, you know, how much flow is coming through it, the culvert above them is
Yeah.
a 14 inch, you can't put in a 12 inch, you know, you gotta put in something that'll take the flow.
But the thing with just the driveway permit, you're still gonna have to drive out there to look, see if it even needs a culvert, so you might as well get paid for your time, for your township. That's all you're doing is covering your time. Conditional use.
Those last three are based on
What's that?
the last three there are, the 6, 7, and 8
Mm-hmm.
are based on, the first two are based on planning commission. And when I went to the training, they suggest having a higher price to act as a deterrent, because every time somebody wants a variance or a conditional use, it deteriorates your zoning ordinance.
Mm-hmm.
So they, you know, they want you to let people know that, hey, this is $300 and it's non-refundable, whether you get the variance, conditional use or not. You know, and then the permit request is on the website.
Yeah.
And it's
Because
pretty
you're gonna-
intense.
If you have to get the committee there, you're gonna want.
They need to be serious about it.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
wanna
they have to
leave
be
that
very
alone.
serious, because it's non-refundable. And the same thing with the appeal to the Board of Appeals. You know, it's the same difference. If you don't like what the planning commission says, then they take it to the Board of Appeals, while the Board of Appeals does their stuff. You know, so they have to be serious about what they're asking the town to put up with. Right, and you're paying, you know, you're paying the planning commission and the Board of Appeals, so.
You know, one of the biggest problems I preach over and over and over is not if we could have all this energy going into, I don't know if you could talk to Assemblyman's senators, I wrote until it's pretty. There's 9,842 tax acres in the town of Dexter that people pay taxes on. There's 13,800 that's either state, county, or park. The park pays absolutely nothing. The state pays, I don't know, 17,000 now, up from 4, but they got like almost 8,000 acres too, which is pretty reasonable. And the county, you get $1.50 a cord or something, all depending how much wood they cut. So if they even paid $5 an acre towards the roads and stuff,
Yeah.
we'd be in good shape, but we're supporting all this
I agree.
14,000 acres that we don't get no money for.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on, road updates.
Alright. The chip coat for the crack filling, and Dexter got done, crack filling, got done, park. I'm going to still go look at it. This is what we still plan on doing yet, probably next year, this is that stuff. It's actually going down in thickness, that sand, tar, glue, that, for particle, it's actually gonna be full suited.
You think you're gonna take any of the bumps out of it though?
Yes, this will fill the bumps, because it's, you know, you can see it, the thickness, and they said it's anywheres from a half to inch and a half. I think you said, and then it's 2 inches thick. And, it's not wood or anything like that, it's regular, you know, ground up sand and stuff like that, and chip stuff, so it'll definitely bond top of that and back together. And, I'm still gonna go, there's supposed to be some road up in, Marathon County, I wanna look at it yet. And then you got some roads that are a couple years old, then we'll go look at it, and they said stand up well, stuff down good, everything.
Yeah, get the addresses of them roads.
And, I'm gonna go look at them, take some pictures, bring it back, but, this would be yet on front road, on that there. And it's better, like, it, you know, lot of people are still, like I said, would rather drive on a bad blacktop than a gravel road any day, so I'm trying to just keep, you know, and would assume now, you know, we got this lined up possibly for next year, we got chip for the crack filling done on Dexter. Hopefully we can do a sealant on that road, preserve, keep that road out, you know, good for, the next, cause we're right down to the stones all showing, and we're losing a lot of the top of that road.
Can you,
That's all I have.
can you state that for the meeting minutes again, crack filling is done on Park Road, and what about Dexter?
Dexter got the crack filling done.
Dexter?
No, Dexter, yeah, Dexter going,
Dexter Wood?
yeah.
So crack filling is done on Park Road and Dexter Wood Road?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and our road report is back from Wood County, they sent it in, and they've got that all filled out and done for us, so.
So the 2025 Whistler road ratings were completed
You know,
and submitted to the state?
yes.
Can we get a copy of that? Or Jeff get a copy of that?
You can probably
That's
get
a Whistler
online.
report.
What?
You mean Whistler report?
Yeah.
Announcements and review of correspondence, or anything on it at all?
Correspondence, there's only 3 things, the Wisconsin Energy Cooperative News Public Service Commission and the Board of Commissioner of Public Lands sent us notification that, we have a payment, total amount due is our last payment of $16,060.01, which is due on March 15th of 2026. And then the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin, there's a notice of investigation and request for comments. This is an investigation on the commission's own motion to consider the issue of construction cost overruns. If anyone would like to read this letter or see any of this correspondence, it's up front.
Okay, the next one is payment of all bills.
Rural Mutual for insurance, business owners insurance, $3,376, and workers' comp of $914, for a total of $4,290. Wood County Highway Department for the road ratings, $231.69. Rent-A-Flash for the weight limit class signs of $50.81. Oakdale Electric of $66. Waste Management, $2,910.36. Pittsville Farm and Home for 40 pounds of rust softener salt for $29.97. The Metro Fire Protection, the 2 fire extinguishers had to be recharged or whatever, that was $10. The 941 for last quarter, federal tax deposit of $1,146.27. The Pittsville Record for $15 for the July 3rd issue, the liquor licenses. The Wood County Emergency Management for $56.64 for a sign at 8707 Hoffman Road. $25.84 for a 941 from 2024, end of year, and that's it.
This was put on the list of report, right? The count, $131. I did check, with, with that, foreigners said they would have done it too, but they charged you. He didn't know what they charged, for, but, I didn't ever did get a hold of Chase, so. I know he did the last one, but I haven't heard nothing back from him. That's what I was the report to do the inspection, just keep our road gauge clean.
You want me to make a copy of this?
I have
for you to
one
give to, or you want me to just give it to you?
Other
and make a
thing on
copy?
that road stuff, I drove
I
down
can just make a copy.
Park Road. Do we want, Wood County, he said that last year that he could put like the belly grade on the dump truck and just hit the bad spots that are, where the pothole was pretty potholed up. And see what they recommend, cause they said they'd like to do it before winter, before the snow flies and you got water sitting on it. Is this something that we wanna grade up?
They're gonna move the county,
Yeah, just to go on park, just. Park
Take the truck with a scraper, right?
He said either truck or scraper, depending on bad they were, they could touch it up, run through. I don't, cause it's pretty,
It's gonna get beat up in the next
yeah,
4 months. Right?
you can think about putting a speed limit of about 35 on that part of the road.
Nobody's gonna listen.
they travel that road, they do. Lately, it just seems like, with the hunting season being here, it's when it gets towards the hole. There's a lot of UTVs on it, too, I guess now.
Sorry, I should have passed that down earlier. I should have passed that down earlier for signatures. Here's just the top one.
So that's just what I'm on. Put that post snap right in for a new fire number. That's what I'm reading. So we're at
Yes, and
We're
then-
80 on the sign, right?
correct, so
Yeah.
now I have to do an invoice to the owner of that property. And then we mail them a bill for $80.
Okay.
Okay, public comment. Moving on,
John, I'm sorry, who made a motion to pay all bills?
I make a motion to all bills.
Who seconded? Thank you.
They do all the time.
November monthly meeting has to be, well, we have to meet anyway, the 17th of November for the budget. Thing has to be submitted then.
So there will not be a normal November board meeting, there's just gonna be the public hearing,
And we won't
budget
have-
hearing.
We won't have another meeting in November then.
You have one right after the other.
The 17th is
We're
on a
just doing
Monday,
a budget meeting.
and that's the last day we can have it to get the thing into the state.
17?
Is that open on this? On a Monday, 17th.
No.
What, it's not through Thanksgiving this year? Thanksgiving isn't during rifle season this year?
Yes,
No.
but look when Thanksgiving is, it's the next week. The 22nd, I think, is opening.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. I looked at the dot.
Everything we got to eat.
Thanks for correcting me.
What a card.
Right, we meet him about that one.
The 17th is on a Monday. That's the last day we got to get the.
What's up, you can get mine?
Say that.
Thanksgiving's late this year.
Time or 6 o'clock or 6:30, what?
Well, that'd be-
6 o'clock would be nice.
6
6
o'clock.
o'clock would be nice, they said.
One more.
So 6 o'clock on November 17th,
Mhm.
here, budget hearing. That has to be posted 3 weeks prior, so that will be in the Pittsville Record on our website, posted here and posted over at Lakeside. Might be overkill, but that's what we're gonna do.
They need a motion to adjourn.
Are you making a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to
I'll
adjourn.
second.
Okay.
Basically, you know, a layer of black, smooth everything off to the top. Put a quarter of the price of black. There's that little here. I need to get a because they're gonna roll. He said, we've got something about this 6 years now. No.
Dennis, why isn't there a monthly board meeting in November?
I don't know what kind of.
Why isn't there a monthly board meeting in November?
Well, mainly because of deer season and Thanksgiving and we already have one, the 17th.
But it's we usually have the board meeting after, so you could do town business. You don't do
guys
that
wanna
at board
do a
meeting.
normal town meeting after the budget hearing meeting?
Yeah,
Okay,
we just keep it emotional.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I don't want to go like, is he getting 70,000 or something? Is he getting it on the- That's what I mean.
Okay, the town board meeting will follow the public budget meeting.
Like,
Public budget.
yeah, we have motion, can't do that.
Did you? I did. Oh, Amanda took it. Can I get name and yeah, your signature, name and signature.
One more you were waiting on yet?
there,